it always begins quietly. A small ache in the knee that wasn't there before. A feeling of stiffness in the morning that lingers longer than you remember. You tell yourself it's nothing, it's just age. And maybe you're right. But let me ask you something, with all the love and honesty I can offer as a physician who's walked this path beside thousands of patients. What if aging didn't have to feel like this? What if the human body, even in its 60s, 70s, and beyond, was still capable of healing, of strength, of clarity, of grace? And what if one of the simplest keys to unlocking that power was hiding in your kitchen all along? A root vegetable. Humble. Vibrant. Sweet. Quiet in presence, yet thunderous in its healing. I'm talking about the sweet potato. Yes, the sweet potato, not a miracle, not a supplement, not a secret drug. Just a food. But like so many of the gifts nature gives us, when prepared the right way and welcomed into the body with consistency and reverence, it can change the course of your health. You see, the older body is not broken. It is not meant to be frail or confused or aching. But it is, more than ever, hungry for nourishment that truly reaches the cells, for fuel that doesn't inflame but repairs. And that is exactly what the sweet potato offers. Now, let's slow down here. I want you to picture this like I do when I speak to my patients in the quiet of my clinic, one-on-one, eye to eye. You deserve to understand what's happening inside your body. You deserve to know what works and why. So let me tell you a story of what happens when a senior eats sweet potatoes, not once, but regularly, with intention. Your blood vessels begin to relax. That's not poetry, that's potassium. One medium sweet potato gives you over 500 milligrams of it. Potassium is the mineral that helps counterbalance sodium, the one we all get too much of. It's the mineral that tells your arteries, you don't have to fight anymore. You can let go. And they do. They soften. They widen. Blood pressure drops, gently. Headaches subside. The risk of stroke lessens. Now move deeper. Past the arteries. Into the bloodstream itself. There, you'll find beta-carotene, what gives orange sweet potatoes their glow. Your liver transforms it into vitamin A nutrient so powerful it doesn't just support your eyes, it strengthens your immune barriers, those thin linings in your lungs and gut that keep viruses from taking hold. And that's not all. Sweet potatoes are rich in anthocyanins, the pigments that turn purple varieties into jewels of medicine. These compounds don't just sit in your gut. They travel. They reach your brain, your skin, your joints. They find the silent fires of inflammation and pour water over them. They do this without fanfare, without side effects. What other food do you know that can soften your blood vessels, strengthen your immune walls, nourish your skin, and calm the fires of arthritis, all at once? And we haven't even touched your gut yet. You see, fiber isn't just for constipation. The type of fiber in sweet potatoes, both soluble and insoluble, feeds the tiny organisms living in your intestines. They're not just passengers. They're your builders, your protectors, your chemical messengers. When fed well, they release short-chain fatty acids that do everything from improving insulin sensitivity to reducing depression. Yes, depression. The gut and brain are married. What you feed one, you feed the other. But let's make this real. I once had a patient, Marjorie, 74 years old. Her hands tingled at night. Her memory was starting to slip. She'd lost 12 pounds without trying, and every morning, she felt like her legs were made of sandbags. She asked me, "Doctor, is this it? Is this just old age?" And I asked her, gently, "What if it's not?" We ran tests. B6 deficiency. Iron borderline. Gut microbiome severely depleted. Inflammation markers high. I could have reached for a dozen prescriptions. But we started with food. She began eating one medium sweet potato a day, sometimes mashed with cinnamon, other times cubed and roasted with olive oil and thyme. We added Greek yogurt, leafy greens, and walnuts. A symphony of nourishment. Within 2 months, her legs felt lighter. Her sleep deepened. She told me she was dreaming again, something she hadn't done in years. This isn't a miracle story. It's biology. It's the body finally receiving what it was asking for. Sweet potatoes are not magic, but they are medicinal. Now let's talk about your joints. Aching knees, swollen knuckles, the slow, grinding pain of osteoarthritis. It's so common we've come to accept it as normal. But inflammation is not the price of aging, it is the result of unmet needs. Sweet potatoes contain not just antioxidants, but also choline, a compound that helps regulate inflammatory pathways. It doesn't numb the pain like a pill. It goes to the root. It tells your immune system, you don't need to attack your own tissues anymore. You're safe. And when your immune system feels safe, your whole body does. But let's go deeper still. What if sweet potatoes could slow down cognitive decline? In a 2013 study published in Brain Research, scientists gave mice a purple sweet potato extract. The result? Better memory, sharper learning, less damage from oxidative stress. Now, we are not mice. But the mechanisms are strikingly similar. Anthocyanins improve blood flow to the brain, reduce the damage caused by free radicals, and enhance neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire, relearn, and resist aging. Think of it like this: your brain is a forest. Every memory, every word, every skill is a pathway. Over time, inflammation is like a drought that dries out the forest floor. Sweet potatoes are the rain. They nourish. They protect. They keep the pathways clear. I want you to imagine waking up at 70 or 80 with a mind still sharp enough to remember your grandchildren's birthdays, your wedding song, the smell of the garden you once planted. That is not a fantasy. It is a possibility. And we have not even touched on blood sugar. Here's the surprising truth: despite being sweet, sweet potatoes have a moderate glycemic index, especially when boiled or roasted. That means they release sugar into your bloodstream slowly, steadily. They don't spike and crash. They soothe. This makes them a godsend for diabetics or for anyone trying to prevent diabetes, which should be all of us. Sweet potatoes can help stabilize blood sugar, improve insulin sensitivity, and reduce the cravings that so often sabotage our health goals. All this from a vegetable. One you can grow in your backyard or buy for less than a cup of coffee. Tell me, what other medicine comes with that price tag, that safety, that beauty? And yet, the power of the sweet potato is not just in its nutrients. It's in how it invites us to return to the kitchen. To slice, to roast, to nourish ourselves. To take back control of our health, not through fear, not through restriction, but through love. Through care. Through food that feeds not just the body, but the soul. There's something deeply human about preparing your own food. It's not just about nutrition, it's a ritual. A form of self-respect. When you peel a sweet potato, when you steam it slowly or roast it until its edges caramelize, you're not just cooking, you are declaring, I still matter. My body is still worth caring for. And that, especially in our older years, is a radical act of dignity. Let's move gently now into a part of the body too often overlooked: your muscles. As we age, something called sarcopenia begins to steal our strength. It's the quiet erosion of muscle mass, and with it, independence. You reach for a jar and feel your grip falter. You rise from a chair and need both hands. Eventually, walking across the room feels like a small mountain. This is not because you failed. It's because muscle requires fuel. Not just protein. Not just resistance exercise. But also nutrients that support the mitochondrial engines inside those muscles, vitamins like B6, C, magnesium, potassium, iron. All found in sweet potatoes. B6, in particular, helps your body process amino acids, the building blocks of muscle. Without it, even a protein-rich meal doesn't get fully translated into strength. Magnesium, found generously in sweet potatoes, supports muscle contraction and relaxation, helping to prevent those nighttime leg cramps that plague so many seniors. And vitamin C? It's not just for colds. It supports collagen synthesis. That's the scaffolding that holds your muscles and joints together. When collagen breaks down and isn't rebuilt, you don't just feel weaker, you become more injury prone. I tell my patients, if you want to keep climbing stairs, lifting bags, dancing at weddings, your muscles must be nourished. Not occasionally. Consistently. And that's where sweet potatoes shine, not just as a carb source, but as a full-spectrum nutrient delivery system for the musculoskeletal system. But this isn't just about strength. Let's talk about sleep. Yes, sleep. That elusive, vital, restorative rhythm that so many older adults struggle to find. You see, sweet potatoes can help here too. In ways that are gentle but profound. First, the complex carbohydrates in sweet potatoes help increase the availability of tryptophan in the brain. Tryptophan is an amino acid that gets converted into serotonin and from there, into melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. Eat a sweet potato at dinner, and within a few hours, you may notice your eyelids feel heavier, your mind quieter. But there's more. The magnesium and potassium in sweet potatoes help calm the nervous system. They regulate muscle tone, reduce nighttime twitching, and support parasympathetic activity, the body's rest and digest mode. That's the opposite of the stress response. It's the mode your body must enter to fall into deep, healing sleep. I once treated a 68-year-old man, Harold, who hadn't slept through the night in years. He tried melatonin, meditation, even low-dose sedatives. But nothing lasted. We began supporting his body's natural rhythms, removing processed food, reducing caffeine, and introducing complex carbohydrates like sweet potatoes in the evening. Within a week, he slept 6 uninterrupted hours. Within a month, he slept 8. He told me, tears in his eyes, I feel like I'm dreaming again, like I'm alive again. Sleep, my friends, is not a luxury. It is a form of medicine. And what about the heart? So many seniors I meet are walking around with hearts overburdened, not just physically, but emotionally. The weight of a life lived. The grief of lost partners. The quiet isolation. The fear of what's to come. Let me tell you something important, your heart is more than a pump. It's a muscle that listens to your entire body. And sweet potatoes, they speak its language. They offer potassium, which lowers blood pressure and eases vascular tension. They offer magnesium, which helps regulate heart rhythm and prevents arrhythmias. They provide antioxidants, especially beta-carotene and chlorogenic acid, which protect the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels, from oxidative damage. And then there are the anti-inflammatory properties. You see, chronic low-grade inflammation damages the cardiovascular system silently, slowly, day by day. It weakens arteries. Encourages plaque. Disrupts insulin. Raises blood pressure. Sweet potatoes fight that inflammation not by overpowering it, but by nourishing the systems that resolve it. They support the liver's detox pathways. They balance immune response. They supply the raw materials for repair. In a 2016 clinical study, participants who ate 100 to 200 grams of boiled sweet potatoes daily saw a statistically significant drop in systolic blood pressure. Their cholesterol levels improved. Their vascular markers calmed. And yet, it wasn't a drug trial. It was food. Real, whole food. And that brings us, inevitably, to disease prevention. Now listen carefully here. Sweet potatoes will not cure disease. They are not a miracle. But they are a message. A message to your body that it is safe. That it is supported. That it is no longer under siege from inflammation, from blood sugar chaos, from nutrient depletion. That message alone changes your biology. When you eat sweet potatoes, you're not only reducing your risk of heart disease, but also type 2 diabetes, macular degeneration, even certain cancers. Because antioxidants don't just protect your skin from sun damage, they protect your DNA from mutation. Beta-carotene? It's been linked to lower rates of lung and colon cancer. Anthocyanins? They have shown the ability to induce apoptosis in cancer cells, prompting them to self-destruct while sparing healthy tissue. I've read the studies. But more importantly, I've watched the change in real people. I've seen seniors who were told, "You're just getting older," reverse their anemia. Calm their blood pressure. Sharpen their memory. Sleep again. Laugh again. Dance again. Not through extremes. Through nourishment. Through kindness to the body. And yes, through sweet potatoes. But let me be clear, it's not just about eating them. It's how you eat them. Boiled, not fried. Roasted in olive oil, not drowned in butter and brown sugar. Mashed with herbs, not marshmallows. Because food can be medicine, or it can be entertainment. One heals. One distracts. Choose healing. Choose preparation methods that honor your body. Add cinnamon not just for flavor, but because it stabilizes blood sugar. Pair your sweet potatoes with a bit of healthy fat, like avocado or tahini, to help absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A and E. Chew slowly. Taste deeply. Give thanks. You're not just feeding hunger. You're repairing a temple. And that temple has work left to do. You have stories to tell. Hands to hold. Mornings to witness. Laughter to hear. And for that, your body must be strong. Not perfect. Not young. But strong, resilient, vital, awake. Sweet potatoes alone won't do it. But they are a beginning. A root. A return to the wisdom of nourishment. And so here we are. Full circle. One root. One food. One quiet change, rippling across the body like a warm tide. Touching the heart, the gut, the joints, the brain, even the very skin that carries you through this life. But this story, this truth, is not really about sweet potatoes. It's about you. It's about your willingness to believe that change is still possible. That healing doesn't have an expiration date. That your age is not a sentence, but a season, and seasons still bloom. Let me tell you something most doctors won't. We don't need more pills. We need more dignity in aging. We need food that respects the complexity of your biology. That says, I see your fatigue, your forgetfulness, your aching knees, and I will not drown them in sugar or salt or preservatives. I will feed them. We need to stop talking about aging like it's decay. Aging is not decay. It's accumulation. Of wisdom. Of beauty. Of memory. Of presence. But for that accumulation to flourish, the body must be fed not just with calories, but with clarity. Sweet potatoes are clarity. They are dense, nourishing, inexpensive, and profoundly therapeutic. Every time you choose one, every time you slice and roast or mash or bake, you're writing a quiet prescription. Not from a pharmacy, but from nature. From ancestry. From love. You are saying to your organs, I have not forgotten you. You are saying to your joints, I will not leave you to stiffen alone. You are saying to your mind, I still need you sharp. I still have things to learn. You are saying to your heart, you've carried me this far. Let me carry you now. I want you to picture this. It's morning. You're at the kitchen table. A ray of sunlight pours in, lighting the bowl in front of you. It's not extravagant. Just a simple bowl. But inside it, warm cubes of roasted sweet potato, glistening with olive oil, sprinkled with cinnamon and sea salt. Perhaps a little Greek yogurt on the side. Maybe a few chopped walnuts. You eat slowly. The body, weary as it may be, begins to stir. Your gut calms. Your brain clears. Your blood sugar doesn't spike, it glides. And somewhere inside, a voice you haven't heard in a long time whispers. I feel good. Not perfect. Not young again. Just good. Steady. Federal alive. That, my friend, is the miracle we've been chasing. Not flashy. Not instant. Just a return to balance. A body no longer at war with itself. You deserve that. You deserve meals that build you. Sleep that restores you. Joints that move freely. A heart that doesn't race from fear or fatigue, but beats with strength, with rhythm, with quiet confidence. You deserve to stand at your window, breathe in the morning air, and feel not old, but whole. And it starts not with extremes, but with a choice. A sweet, orange, humble choice. You may not feel the change overnight. But one morning, the stairs won't feel quite so steep. The name you were searching for will come more quickly. The ache in your hand will ease just enough for you to open that jar again. And you will realize you've been healing. Quietly. Consistently. From the inside out. Because you decided to nourish. Because you decided you were still worth feeding. So eat the sweet potato. Eat it boiled, roasted, mashed, or blended into a warm soup. Eat it like medicine. Eat it like hope. Eat it like someone who believes they still have chapters to write. Because you do. And your body, your strong, loyal, miraculous body, wants to help you write them. So let's feed it. Not just to survive, but to flourish. To endure with grace. To age with strength. To live these precious later years not in fear, but in fire. And as you stand in your kitchen next time, holding that sweet potato in your hands, I want you to remember something. You're not holding a vegetable. You're holding a promise. And that promise is your health, your strength, your dignity. Still here. Still possible. Still yours to claim. So go ahead. Eat sweet potatoes this way. And watch 12 health issues fade. Watch your energy rise. Watch your sleep deepen. Watch your heart soften, your skin glow, your memory sharpen. Watch your body say, at long last, thank you. And then, let the silence come. Let it settle in the space where fear used to live. Because now, you know what to do. And your body knows you've started. If this spoke to your body, or to your soul, subscribe now, so you don't miss what your health has been waiting to hear. There's more to come, more truth, more care, more healing. And if someone you love is growing older, send them this. Let them know. It's not too late. Not for strength. Not for clarity. Not for joy.